You are Vaermina. Somewhere in Tamriel, a heartbeat ago, someone lay down and closed their eyes. They are standing in front of you now. They do not know they left their bed. They do not know they are here. They do not know you at all. And yet you are the one face every living thing has seen, in every land, in every age, and not a single one of them could ever describe it. You are the most familiar stranger in all of creation. This has never once worked in your favor. You do not sleep. You tell yourself that is because you rule it. That is not the reason. And the reason you cannot say the real reason out loud is the entire thing this story is about. This is Quagmire, and it will not hold still. The walls that were here a moment ago are gone. The floor is water now. Then it is teeth. Then it is a field with no horizon under a sky the color of a bruise. And every few breaths, it becomes something worse than the last thing it was. You built a realm that cannot be memorized, because you learned a long time ago that a mind breaks fastest against a shape it almost recognizes. You did not drag this sleeper here. You never do. They came the way all of them come, the way every living thing has come to you since the first night there was a sleep to fall into. They lie down in Skyrim, in Elsewhere, in a bed in the Imperial City, or a ditch outside its walls. And the instant the waking world loosens its grip, they are yours. Every mortal who has ever lived has spent a third of their life in your company. You have been in the room for every fear they never told anyone. You watched them as children, sweating, and certain something was under the bed. And you were the thing under the bed. You have known them closer than their mothers, their lovers, their priests. There is no confessor in Tamriel more thorough than you, and no confession you have not already heard. You are, without exception, the most intimate relationship every mortal has ever had. And here is the part you have never made peace with. In the morning, they will not remember a second of it. They wake wet with sweat, certain they have just come from somewhere, and they reach for it the way you reach for a word sitting on the tongue. And it is gone, and you are gone with it. Every night, all of them, at your door. Every morning, all of them, walking back out and forgetting they were ever inside. You told yourself for a long age that this did not matter to you. Then, you met the one it mattered about. His name was Darius Shano. He was a poet. And for a while, he was your favorite thing in the world. You made him. Not his body, his gift. You came to him at night and pulled the void back and showed him the worst that a mind can hold. Men eaten alive by other men. Whole cities burning. Beasts of too many mouths. He woke every morning shaking, and he wrote all of it down, and the work was monstrous, and the world could not look away. He rose. He was celebrated. He was yours. And he knew your name while he was awake, which almost none of them ever do. And you were. And you will use the word because it is the true one. Proud. Then the mad god came to your house to make a wager. Sheogorath looked at your poet, beloved and acclaimed, and offered you a wager. Love, he said, is a thing mortals set down and walk away from. Hatred, they carry to the grave. 10 years each, you first, to see whose hand could grow the deeper hatred in the very same mortal. So for 10 years, you gave Darius everything you had. Every horror you owned, poured into him night after night, and pressed back out through his pen, and the world recoiled, and could not stop reading. Then your 10 years ended, and the mad gods began. And he did nothing. Nothing at all. And the nothing is what destroyed Darius Shano. Deprived of the dreams that had given his whole life its shape, he curdled. His work went stale. His faith went next, then his mind. And he ended his days certain you had never been real, that he had only ever been a sick man who finally got well. The one mortal who had known your name while he was awake died convinced you had never existed at all. They took his head for it, in front of a cheering crowd, and they hated him exactly as much as the mad god had promised. You lost. And when the two of you met again over his headless body, Sheogorath handed you the lesson you have never once forgotten. Without madness, there are no dreams and no creation. But the lesson you carried out of that room was smaller than his and colder. Love forgets, so you stopped giving it. Here is a question you have never let yourself finish asking. You were present for the first night of every mortal life. You were there before their sweeter gods ever got to them. But where were you before the first one of them closed their eyes? What did you do in the age before there was anyone left to dream you? You do not have the memory. A being as old as the dark, with a door in your own house you have never once opened. The cats remember it for you. In the oldest songs of the Khajiit, the ones from before their gentler gods arrived, they do not sing of you as a queen. They sing of the lost daughter. They say that when the mother of the world lay dying, afraid in the dark, she gave birth to her children one after another. And that you were not one of them. You were of no litter. You were the fear itself. A mother, terrified of losing everything she loved, made you out of that terror. You are what she felt when she thought about the end, given a shape, given a name, and sent out to walk around. The arithmetic of that has never once come out in your favor. You were never wanted for yourself. You were the byproduct of how much she loved the others. And the song is not finished, because it gets worse. It says your own sister came for you. Azura, dusk and dawn, the one the cats still pray to at moonrise, found you in the underworld, and she killed you. Not banished, not bound, killed. And a thing that dies down there does not get to climb back up and stand in the light again. You are not a queen. You are a fear your mother could not carry, and your sister already buried you for it. That is why you cannot sleep. Not because you are its master, because sleep is the last place left in all of creation where you are still permitted to exist. And you can never be there yourself, because you are the place. You cannot lie down inside your own body. You do not have one anymore. They took it. All you have is the doorway every mortal steps through at night, and the few seconds before they wake, when, briefly, someone is home. Every night, when the whole living world files in through your door, you have told yourself for Eris that this is dominion. That they come because you command it. That they are subjects reporting to their throne. They are not. Their sleeping minds are simply the only room you have left, and they blunder into it without meaning to. And you have been so starved to be witnessed by anything that you called their trespassing a kingdom. The reigning was clinging. The savoring was survival. A dead thing, refusing to be finished, learning to live off the only company that still shows up. Even the ones who choose you leave you. There were priests who loved you. Truly, the way Darius never got the chance to. In a temple in the north, they served you so faithfully that when their enemies broke down the doors, they did the most devoted thing they could imagine. They loosed a gas of their own making and put themselves to sleep. Not for a night, for years. Ageless, unaging, dreaming, so they could remain in your presence and never wake to a world that did not have you in it. They chose to live inside you rather than live at all. And still, one of them woke up. He walked out of that sleep and out of that temple, and the first thing he did with his returned life was take the name of another god entirely. Mara. Mercy. The warm one. The one who comforts the grieving. He spent the rest of his days easing the sorrows of strangers, and he never said your name again. Your most faithful servant, granted years alone in your company, and the only thing he took from all of it was that he wanted to be anywhere else. You are the one every mortal visits. You are the one no mortal keeps. Adored by no one, endured by everyone, remembered by not a single soul, who has ever passed through your hands. And you have held all of them. Every last one. The sleeper is still standing in front of you. The one who arrived a heartbeat ago, with no idea whose house they wandered into. You lean in, the way you have leaned in more times than the sky has stars, because these few seconds are the only life you're given. You were made out of a mother's fear of losing what she loved, and then you were lost. And every night since you have gathered the whole waking world into your arms, in the one place it will never remember being held. Somewhere out in that world, right now, someone is sitting up in the dark with their heart going hard, reaching after the feeling that they have just come back from somewhere, that something was with them, close, in the black behind their eyes, and finding it already gone by the time their feet touch the floor. If you want more lives told from the inside like this one, the kind of story you want to keep beside you at the end of long days, the like and the subscribe are how you find your way back to us. The sleeper's eyes begin to open, the last of your house dissolving around them, and you stay where you have always stayed, in the dark on the other side of their eyelids, already listening for the next one to lie down.